I'm pleased to convene this hearing of the Financial Services and General Government Subcommittee to consider the fiscal year 2015 funding requests of two key federal regulatory agencies, the Securities and Exchange Commission and the Commodity Futures Trading Commission. I welcome my distinguished ranking member, Senator Mike Johans, and some of our other colleagues I think will join us here throughout the day. Joining us today are also the Honorable Mary Jo White, Chairman of the Securities and Exchange Commission, and the Honorable Mark Wiegand, Acting Chairman of the Commodity Futures Trading Commission. They will discuss the critical work of their agencies, their use of resources provided over the past couple of years, and their budget needs for fiscal year 2015. The workload for these agencies has grown dramatically in recent years. The SEC and the CFTC both play critical roles in stimulating and sustaining economic growth and prosperity in our country, in protecting the marketplace from fraud and manipulation, and in carrying out Dodd-Frank reforms. My constituents have made clear they support these reforms to prevent the reckless and abusive practices that led to the financial crisis. Fortunately, some sectors of our country are recovering, but sadly, many families have not recovered and they continue to struggle. I believe it is my responsibility to the hardworking and honest people of New Mexico and to all Americans who suffered as a result of this crisis to ensure that we work to fully implement Dodd-Frank. We need a financial system that is safe and sound, because what happens on Wall Street touches every American family. Whether they are saving to buy their first home, helping to put their children through college, or planning for retirement, they put their faith in the financial markets being sound. We cannot let them down. And they are not alone. Market users, financial investors, and the U.S. economy all depend on vigilant oversight by these two agencies, especially in today's rapid-paced, evolving, and often volatile global marketplace. In the past few years, both Chairman White and Acting Chairman Wiegand and their fellow commissioners and their respective staffs, I think, have worked very hard to create a more reliable regulatory structure to ensure the stability and integrity of the futures and security markets. But there is still, I think everyone will admit, a lot of work to be done. We depend on your leadership to implement the reforms designed to strengthen our regulatory framework, to do so promptly, prudently, and transparently, and help guard against another financial meltdown. As the investor's advocate, the SEC has an important role in maintaining fair, orderly, and efficient stock and security markets. The SEC conducts day-to-day oversight of the major market participants, monitors corporate disclosure of information to the investing public, and investigates and pursues enforcement action against securities laws violations. Dodd-Frank dramatically expanded the SEC's responsibilities. The SEC was thrust into the driver's seat for issuing nearly 100 new rules, creating 5 new offices, issuing more than 20 studies and reports, overseeing the over-counter derivatives market and hedge fund advisors, registering municipal advisors and security-based swap market participants, and setting up a new whistleblower program. The Jumpstart Our Business Startups Act of 2012 added more to SEC's plate for further rules and studies on capital formation, disclosure, and registration requirements. Turning to the CFTC now, the CFTC carries out market surveillance, compliance, and enforcement programs in the futures and swaps arena. It detects, deters, and punishes abusive trading activity and manipulation of commodity prices, helping to prevent negative impacts both on consumers and on the economy. 4 years ago, the CFTC's mission was substantially expanded to include new oversight of the swaps marketplace, the vast, once in the shadows world of over-the-counter derivatives. It is a significantly transformed and highly diversified marketplace one that is globalized, electronic, and round the clock. The enactment of Wall Street reform in 2010 also added to the job of the CFTC. CFTC now has oversight of the once unregulated $400 trillion over-the-counter U.S. derivatives market to protect and benefit end users and the broader American public. This complex swaps market has a notional value of nearly 8 times the size of that of the futures market. Now, the forecast for 2015, looking ahead for fiscal year 2015 for the SEC, the President seeks funding of $1.7 billion, an increase of $350 million, 26% above the fiscal year 2014 base enacted level of $1.35 billion. It is $236 million above the SEC's $1.464 billion currently operating level. The $1.7 billion requested for fiscal year 2015 will support 5,143 permanent positions, an increase of 639 positions over the current 4,504 permanent positions, for a 14% growth in staff. And for the CFTC, the President's budget requests $280 million, an increase of $65 million above the fiscal year 2014 enacted level of $215 million. This is a 30% increase in funding above the current level. The proposed fiscal year 2015 level will support 920 staff, or 253 more when compared to the current staffing level of 667, a 37% increase. Congress probably exercises its most effective oversight of agencies and programs through the appropriations process, permitting an annual checkup and review of operations, of activities, and spending. Today's hearing provides a valuable opportunity to ask some important questions. Are the SEC and the CFTC keeping pace with the developments in the markets, particularly with more complex financial products which are emerging? Do these agencies have the right mix of talent and specialized expertise to be vigilant watchdogs? Do they have the state-of-the-art information technology to augment and support their human capital? What are the top priorities for use of the resources proposed for 2015, and what are the likely consequences of continued budget shortfalls and reduced resources? I know Senator Johanson and I welcome the opportunity to conduct critical oversight of these two agencies, and I now turn to my distinguished ranking member, Senator Mike Johanns, for his opening remarks.